Welcome to Official News Network. Please subscribe and check notification box to get all breaking news alert.
24 dem sex scandals that CNN has failed to report on. Let's remind them. If you thought there was a lot of groping going on in Hollywood, then you haven't seen anything yet. There's a list of 24 sex scandals perpetrated by Democrats, and it seems like CNN isn't doing their best journalistic work to cover them all equally. Sure, you might see a headline or two about Al Franken supposedly groping a model's breasts in her sleep, or perhaps you'll see a quick John Conyers accusation on his alleged sexual harassment, but are they covering the Democratic accusations as fairly as others? Or is CNN biased towards that and wishes to graze over the incidents while focusing more on any Republican candidate for a sexually influenced crime? The list of Hollywood accusations runs almost as long as the credits at the end of any movie, but here's a list of 24 Democrats involved in sexually related scandals, and I'm not so sure CNN is doing their part to inform the public. It's a true shame that major mainstream news sources have gone full partisan, because now the public lacks true news and honest reporting. Good thing I'm here to fix that. 1. 4 new women accuse Bill Clinton of sexual assault. November 20, 2017. Former President Bill Clinton was accused of multiple incidents by 4 women. We already know about his lust for using an intern to hold his cigar and how he may have ruined her dress with some bodily fluids. What's up with the other accusations? DailyMail ran this story. 2. Congresswoman accuses Democrat former Congressman Bob Filner of sexually assaulting her. November 21, 2017. According to the Huffington Post, Rep. Diana DeGette, D. Colorado, accused former Congressman Bob Filner of trying to pin her in an elevator and forcibly kiss her. The Huffington Post ran this. Shocking. They're about as leftist as one could get, and it's a breath of fresh air to see that they would run a story against a Democrat. I still think the HuffPost horrible site filled with virtue signalers, Black Lives Matter enthusiasts, and gender study liberals and feminists, but that's just my opinion. 3. California Democrat Raul Bocanegra resigns leadership position and won't seek re-election over sexual allegations. November 20, 2017. The Los Angeles Times reported that California Democratic Assemblyman Raul Bocanegra said he would suspend his campaign and not seek re-election in the face that a story would be dropping about 6 women accusing him of sexual harassment. Not seeking re-election smells like guilt to me. 4. Democrat congressional candidate from New Mexico David Ocon was arrested for stalking in New Mexico. November 13, 2017. According to the Washington Free Beacon, Ocon was arrested after sending a woman persistent messages, including of his genitals, telling her he loved her and suggesting he was watching her. Hasn't anyone learned from Anthony Weiner that we don't send private pics anymore? When you're a politician, the last thing you do is send some chick a picture of your penis and corny messages like you are some desperate chump who can't get a woman. If a woman wants to see it, then she needs to see it in person. Sending pictures of your privates will only bite you on the rear end later. Take it from the king of private pics, Mr. Anthony Weiner himself. Don't do it. But did CNN run a story and show the pics? Doubt it. 5. 10 women accuse Colorado Democratic lawmaker Steve Lebsack of sexual harassment. November 10, 2017. CBS Denver reports that the 10 women include a legislative aide who harassed her at a bar. 10 women is a lot. Are the accusations true? Did CNN run the story and ask every accuser, and do the stories match up? 1 woman is a lot, but when 10 say it, then you have to wonder. 6. Colorado Democratic House Speaker Crescent Duran accused of covering up sexual allegations against Democrat Steve Lebsack. November 14, 2017. According to the Denver Post, Colorado's top Democratic lawmaker is under fire for how she handled a colleague's sexual harassment complaint against a member of their party and now faces calls for an independent investigation. I bet women are thrilled to hear about a woman hiding sexual allegations. Was she in on it? What was her reward for covering up the possible crimes? What did CNN have to say about it? 7. Minnesota Democratic lawmaker Dan Schoen resigns over sexual harassment allegations. November 21, 2017. The Min Post reported that two women accused Schoen of sexually harassing them. One was a former DFL candidate for House who alleged that he grabbed her buttocks, telling her she had a good door-knocking ass. What exactly is a door-knocking ass? I have not ever heard of that before. I know a good one when I see it, and that's not something I've ever referred to one as. Men can't say they don't look, because we do. Everyone looks. However, looking and committing sexual harassment is a huge difference. Everyone looks at each other in one way or another, but that does not warrant any type of grabbing. You can look at the merchandise, but you can't touch it. 8. A third woman accuses California Democrat Senator Tony Mendoza of sexual harassment. November 16, 2017. According to the Sacramento Bee, a woman said that California State Senator Tony Mendoza behaved inappropriately toward her when she worked in his Capitol office 7 years as a legislative aide in Sacramento. I wonder what his inappropriate behavior consists of. Was it comments? Grabbing? Sexually charged text messages? What was it, Tony? 9. Sexual harassment controversy threatens to ensnare California Democratic Senate leader Kevin DeLeon. November 11, 2017. The Mercury News reported that there are questions about whether Kevin DeLeon may have helped to try to cover up complaints against Senator Tony Mendoza. If Tony's act requires a cover-up, then it probably wasn't a very nice gesture or a behavior towards women. 10. Democrat Randor Commissioners President Philip R. charged with multiple counts of child pornography. October 11, 2017. According to the Inquirer, Philip R. was arrested on numerous felony counts. Authorities said R. sent and received hundreds of images of child sexual abuse, some involving infants and toddlers, others depicting sadomasochistic abuse and abuse involving children and animals. I'm going to vomit. This is disgusting. There is enough adult content on the internet that one does not ever have to look at something like this. This is horrible. I searched CNN for Philip R. and their website provided no results. CNN did not cover this incident at all. Not even a mention of the man and his disgusting crime. I took a screenshot to prove it. 11. Woman claims New York Democratic Governor Andrew Cuomo ignored her pleas to investigate one of his staffers who was allegedly sexually harassing her. November 20, 2017. The Buffalo News reported that Lisa M. Cater filed a lawsuit after one of Cuomo's top lieutenants praised Sam Hoyt, a Cuomo confidant and appointee, upon his resignation last month. Cater alleges that she told Cuomo about horrible sexual harassment by Hoyt but that he did nothing. Does anyone like Cuomo? Anyone? Anyone at all? 12. Democrat Representative Calvin Smyer accused of sexual misconduct by Jaymu Green. November 13, 2017. According to the Ledger Inquirer, Fox News contributor and former candidate for DNC head Jaymu Green alleged that Representative Calvin Smyer, the dean of the Georgia General Assembly, sexually harassed her during the national convention 21 years ago. In all honesty, it's really hard to take an accusation from 21 years ago serious. People who would rather further their career than call someone out on their sexual harassment don't really get any respect from me. They had the choice to say something when it happened but chose not to. That means they didn't really care about it then, so why are they complaining about it now? Not that it makes what happened right, if it happened at all, but it loses some merit when the so-called victim speaks 21 years later and has zero proof that something happened. 13. Florida Democratic Party President Sally Boynton Brown resigns amidst sexual harassment controversy. November 20, 2017. Sunshine State News reported that Florida Democratic Party President Sally Boynton Brown resigned after two former party staffers claimed she enabled FDP Chairman Stephen Biddle's creepy and inappropriate behavior towards female staffers. Resignation equals guilt. 14. New Mexico Democratic legislator Senator Michael Padilla accused of sexual harassment. November 18, 2017. According to the Albuquerque Journal, New Mexico State Senator Michael Padilla was accused in 2 federal lawsuits of harassing women while working with the city of Albuquerque on an emergency call center. The city ended up settling sexually hostile work environment case resulting from Padilla's actions. He was alleged to have pestered women for dates and made other inappropriate comments, such as women stay home, make tortillas and have babies. You had me at tortilla. Listen, Padilla, you can't pester women for dates. They either like you or they don't. Ask once and back off. If you constantly pressure women for dates, and they keep saying no, then they're going to tell the other women they know. At that rate, you won't ever get a date. Now you can stay home and make your own tortillas. 15. Colorado Democratic Representative Paul Rosenthal accused of sexual harassment and groping. November 17, 2017. The Denver Post reported that questions were raised by a Democratic aide about possible harassment from Colorado State Representative Paul Rosenthal. Rosenthal had a prior complaint against him for unwanted advances toward another gay man when he was a candidate. Unwanted groping? That means the other person is not attracted to the groper. If they are attracted to the groper, then it's wanted groping and no one reports it. If you're going to grope someone, then perhaps you should ask first. Otherwise, you're in big trouble. 16. Illinois Democratic Senator Ira Silverstein accused of sexual harassment. October 31, 2017. According to CBS Chicago, a political activist accused Illinois State Senator Ira Silverstein, D. Chicago, of sexually harassing her while the two were working on legislation to help crime victims last year. She said that during a pattern of harassment he would Facebook her at all hours and call her at midnight. You have no idea the torment. That sounds like the stalker behavior that Lifetime would make movies about. Seriously folks, what the heck is wrong with people? 17. Missouri Democratic Representative Josh Peters accused of sexual harassment. January 25, 2017. The Kansas City Star reported Senator Maria Chappelle-Nadal accused Democratic State Representative Josh Peters of touching her inappropriately, grabbing her by the arms, called her boo, and later called her a bitch. Calling someone boo is not sexual harassment. Touching someone's arm is not sexual harassment. Calling someone a bitch is not sexual harassment. I fail to see where there is any evidence of sexual harassment. Touching someone's arm in conversation is not even a form of harassment. Calling someone boo is a term of endearment in some cultures. Calling someone a bitch usually means the person is a bitch or the person calling them one is a complete jerk. In many cases, the man might call a woman this if she is completely acting like one or she refuses a date because he's an ugly guy or he has no personality and she's completely unattracted to him. If she said no to his advance for a date, then calling her name surely won't get the date. In either case, this guy was probably being a massive perpetual jerk, but I can't call it sexual harassment. Ain't that right, boo? 18. Nevada Democratic Senator Mark Menendo resigns amid numerous sexual harassment allegations. July 18, 2017. KTNV reports that complaints were brought against State Senator Mark Menendo, D. Las Vegas, in April and that after an investigation ordered by the Senate Majority Leader, Menendo has resigned. 19. Oklahoma Democratic lawmaker Will Forkiller accused of sexual harassment. January 10, 2017. NewsOK reported that Will Forkiller, D. Stillwell had a complaint made against him in April 2015 involving a high school page. A second state representative is now being investigated by the Special House Committee that is looking into sexual harassment complaints made against current members. Sounds creepy. 20. Oregon Democratic lawmaker David Gomberg accused of inappropriately touching women. October 30, 2017. According to Oregon Live, State Representative David Gomberg apologized for offending 2 women who years ago accused him of violating their personal boundaries. The complaints involved inappropriate humor or inappropriate touching, invasion of personal space and hugging. Was it a hug where he grabbed their bottom or a friendly work hug? If the women backed off or said no or told him to stop, then he continued the behavior. then it's harassment and inappropriate. Some people greet each other with a hug. Some don't. You don't know what to do until you're in that position. If you hug someone and get too close like you're swooping in for a kiss and it's creepy, then you'll know. People don't like that. You have to give the friendly hug with your face to the side and not rub your groin on people. I'm not sure what kind of hug this man was giving, but if the women were outspoken and told him to stop, and he didn't, then he should have certainly apologized. Did CNN run this, or did they ignore it like many of the other stories? 21. Former Washington Democratic lawmaker Brendan Williams accused of sexual harassment. November 1, 2017. The Seattle Times reported that 3 women have come forward against former Washington state lawmaker Representative Brendan Williams accusing him of sexual harassment and assault. One was a house intern at the time. I would need more information to process this. Of course, that information could have been provided by CNN had they investigated it. 22. Connecticut Democratic Councilman Scott Chamberlain resigns after furry profile revealed. September 8, 2017. The New York Daily News reported that Scott Chamberlain, who had been on the New Milford Town Council since 2015, would resign after his profile was discovered. Furries dress up in animal costumes. Some have a sexual fetish involving the costumes, but Chamberlain denied this, saying his furriness had nothing to do with sex. It's an interest in cartoon animals. A hairy problem. I can't even comment on this without laughing. Was the dude a kink? Are you kidding me? I know people have very weird fetishes. But what the heck is this?